Figures. This is a film that I was really interested in seeing, and I saw it a bit too late, and now that it's been, well, Best Picture nominated, I feel like this should add this to my series of Oscar movies that I saw and I should talk about, and I'm really sorry for being late on this review, I am. So Hidden Figures is the story of these three women who are working at NASA in 1961. These are three black women, and at the time, well, black people were not exactly the most well-respected people. There was a lot of segregation going on, and there was a lot of racism as well. And amidst all this, these are some of the brightest women that NASA has ever had. These are three exceptional women, especially Katherine Johnson, played by Taraji P. Henson, who really knows her math, and she knows some calculations that are gonna help the space race in the United States move forward and beat out Russia eventually, because there's a competition going on right now. Russia's getting their satellites up, the Sputnik's going around, Yuri Gagarin is going to space. They have to get their man into space too and eventually get to the moon. Now, like I've already mentioned early in this review, I was very excited for this film. The trailers for this film were very interesting, and I did want to know the story of these three women. Also, I love space ever since I was a kid, so a movie which explores NASA during the 1960s as the space race was coming into existence, it makes so much sense to watch this film because I grew up with this stuff. And after watching it, I have to say I loved this movie. I thought it was awesome. This movie was a great time to watch. I loved almost every single thing about this movie. Is it a perfect movie? No, but it's still a really solid film, and it definitely deserves the Best Picture nomination that it just got. And let's talk about why I really like this movie. First of all, the performances. Taraji P. Henson is fantastic. She had a really grounded character. I really liked how her character was explored, and I really enjoyed some of the conversations she had with other characters, especially with Kevin Costner in some scenes, and Jim Parsons also. There are some very interesting moments of dialogue between these characters, which were very impactful in many ways, and also how she's dealing with the fact that she is a different race, and the fact that there is going to be some differences at work between the employees because of the color factor. Which brings me to something else which I think is very good, is that while this is a theme in the film, a very major theme in fact, it's not an R-rated film, it's PG. And I like the fact that all kids can watch this because it's a very inspiring movie about these three women who are overcoming all of these difficulties to achieve something very great. And this movie does a spectacular job of doing such a thing. Let's talk about the other two women. Octavia Spencer, one of my favorite actresses right now, she's exceptionally good in this movie. She was fantastic. I loved her in almost every single movie I've ever seen her in, and this movie is no exception to that fact. She was fantastic in this film. She was very funny at times, she was also very serious at times, and she handled those two factors of her character beautifully. And she brought a lot of life to the film in many ways, in some scenes which were like, okay, that's a good line you had right there. She has some very good quirky moments to offer. And in fact, one of the biggest surprises of this movie, Janelle Monáe was great. She's a singer, and if you don't know her for her acting, well, she's been in a couple of films recently, including Moonlight. She was fantastic in this film. I, again, really liked her character. She was a very interesting character as well, and I really enjoyed her scenes with other characters. Also, this is a very interesting story because it's a story that many people don't really know about, because you have to realize that these three women were, in fact, responsible for every single thing that we see right now, and that is commendable. When you think about it from that perspective, Hidden Figures does a very good job of bringing the story to life and really expressing the fact that this is what brought the whole space race together. It's a very inspiring story for kids and adults alike, and the fact that it doesn't matter what color you are, you can follow your dreams and you can accomplish great things in life. I think that's a very inspiring message, especially due to events that are happening in the world right now. So I'm very excited about the fact that this movie can be seen by everybody, and it's not exactly an adult film because of the fact that it's got some themes related to race and segregation. I also really like the screenplay of this film. It's a very intelligent screenplay. There are some scenes which are very effective. There's a scene where Taraji P. Henson is talking to Kevin Costner about something, and it's a very big moment for her because she lashes out at everybody in the room, and it was a fantastically done scene. One of my favorite scenes in the movie by far. I really like the way some of these scenes were very well handled between all these characters, and that's something else I, again, really adore about this film, is that it handles things perfectly between all of these characters, and it brings together the story in a spectacular way. There's never a point in this film where you're bored or just sitting there waiting for something exciting to happen, because there's something exciting happening every single moment of this film, and it keeps the story very engaging at all times, and that's again something I really loved about this movie. My only little issue with this film is that there are points where they go into some of the personal lives of these three women, and it's interesting, and then there are points where it's not as interesting as the other stuff going on. There's a romance that is between Taraji P. Henson and Mahershala Ali, an actor who I really, really like right now. And while it's charming, there were a few minutes of like, okay, we're there just to show what else is going on. Okay, back to the space stuff. That's okay. Guys, in the end, I really enjoyed Hidden Figures. Of course, I highly recommend it, and it does deserve that Best Picture nomination. This was one of the best films I've seen in a while, and it's a pity I didn't see this in 2016. Otherwise, this would have definitely made my top 10 list. I really enjoyed this film. I highly recommend it, and I'm gonna give Hidden Figures a 9 out of 10. So guys, Hidden Figures, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know. I'll have some more Oscar-nominated movies reviews out very soon. You guys are the best. Thank you so much as always for watching. If you like this, please subscribe. And I will see you guys later.